Dear students, today I am here with the key literary devices of the poem After Blenheim. Let's talk about the structure of the poem. The poem consists of 11 stanzas containing 6 lines in each of them. So, there are total 66 lines in the poem. The poem employs a rhyme scheme of AB, CB, DD. The central device, which highlights the contrast between the joyous descriptions of victory and the grim reality of death and destruction, are shown in the poem. Kaspar repeatedly calls it a famous victory. This is the biggest irony of the poem. The poet has also used consonants and alliteration in these lines, where the W, S, and L sounds are being repeated. The poem uses strong sensory details to depict the brutality of war. For example, the image of thousands of dead bodies rotting in the field creates a powerful and repulsive picture of war's aftermath. The poet also used repetition, with the phrase "it was a famous victory" being used to show for common people all that matters is victory. The cause of war or its aftermath does not actually bother them. There is also the use of old fashioned words like yawn, twas, quote, and nay to create an archaic storytelling tone which ironically contrasts with the poem's modern anti war message. The poet has used mentonym. Mentonym is the use of a word to represent a larger whole. In the line, and by him spotted on the green. So, green here is the mentonym for the playground. Now, let's have a look at the important questions based on the poem. Question number one: why does Caspar keep calling it a famous victory even after sharing so much loss? Caspar repeats the phrase because it's what he has always been told, even though the facts he shares show pain and destruction. He still clings to the idea of victory, which reflects how people often accept what they are taught without fully questioning it. Question number two: what role do the children play in the poem? The children ask simple but honest questions about the war, and they help bring out the deeper meaning of the poem. The curiosity and confusion show how little sense war makes, especially to those who weren't part of it but are left with its stories and aftermath. Question number three: how does the poem criticize blind nationalism? The poem quietly points out how dangerous it is to blindly celebrate war as something glorious. Through Caspar's repeated words and the contrast between his stories, the actual pain described, Southey shows how people often ignore the real cost of war just to feel proud of their country. Question number four: what makes After Blenheim an anti war poem? It's anti war because instead of praising battle, it focuses on the suffering left behind. By letting a common man speak and by showing the damage done to families, the poem questions whether any victory is truly worth the pain it causes. Question number five: why does Caspar seem unsure about the reason behind the war? Caspar admits he doesn't really know why the war was fought, which shows how disconnected regular people are from the reasons behind such big events. This also shows how wars are often remembered for outcomes, not understanding, and people just repeat what they've heard. That's all for today. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.